What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading. Coming at you again today with another daily trade review. Today was a good day, as Ice Cube would say. Today was a good day. We traded one stock today. It was quality. Qs. We took 3 trades on the Qs today. All 3 of those trades were green. So it was one of those quality over quantity type days. I wanted to take some other trades, but just couldn't pull the trigger on them. And going back, sitting here looking, the Qs just performed excellent today. I'll be interested to see. I got 2 puts in my puts watch list for the Q. So I'm gonna be curious to see which one we were trading, because I had a 310 put in there and a 318 put. So like I said, I'll be curious to see which one we actually were trading in, just to see how much it actually went. But let's go ahead. Let's get the thumbnail watch list pulled up. Let's take a look at what we were possibly wanting to trade today. And we had ABBV on the list. We had USO. We had XOM still on the list. Those were on the list to go high. We had Microsoft, Softy as some people call it. That was just one on the list. Wasn't one that I was really thinking I would get a trade on, but since it was still on the watch list, or on the daily ideas watch list, I went on and dropped it onto the charts. We had MOS to go short or to play puts on. And Twitter was just like Microsoft. It was just on the list to see what it was going to do. We put CYN on the thumbnail watch list after the market opened. Someone had called it out in Relentless Traders chat room. So I had added it to my watch list and didn't take a trade on it, but look at what it did in the afternoon. If we come over here, once it got over yesterday's high and it kind of retested and broke that area, that would have been an excellent entry right there. Breaking that pivot, and then look what it did after it broke that pivot. Nice move to make some money on, but no trade on that one. And then we have the market, we have the Qs, and we have the SPY. Usually you will see me trading the SPY. I don't really trade the QQQ too often, but today that was different. Traded the Qs and not the SPY. But let's go ahead. Let's get Tradervue pulled up so we can look at the particulars. We are reviewing trades for April 26th, Tuesday. We took 3 trades today. Closed P&L on the day for 115. And you see nothing but QQQs on that summary. First one that we took, 937, decent trade. And one thing that I was doing today was trying to lock in profit. I was trying to lock in profit today. That was my thought coming in this morning was, let's get what we can get out of the trade. Did that a couple of times yesterday. Let's get what we can get out of the trade. And if need be, we can get back in. But with the market being as choppy as it is right now and not having any true follow through to where you're getting maybe 3 or 4 pullbacks, usually the market is given like 2 pullbacks and then it's like 100% pullback. And when I say 2 good pullbacks, I'm meaning 2 pullbacks where it only pulls back 50% of the move. So it'll pull back 50% of the move, continue down. 50% of the move, continue down. You're only getting 2 of those, and then the next one you'll get 100% retracement to where it'll pull back 100% of the move. And if you were trying to sit in through a pullback, it's gonna come all the way back up to your break-even spot, stop you out either break even or you taking a chance on it kind of reversing. So we were just going in with the mindset of let's get what we can get out of it. So I was doing a lot of trail stopping this morning to where once we were in the green, maybe 1R, we would trail stop it up to where we lock in a quarter R or maybe a half a R. And then it'll move again, and then we'll kind of drag the stop up a little bit more. So that was the thought process going in this morning. But let's go ahead. Let's get the charts pulled up. And if you haven't hit that like button when you first came in, please do so. Please hit that like button if you could. I would appreciate it. Trying to see if I can get 10 likes on a video. I'm getting the views. And I appreciate y'all checking it out. Trust me, I do appreciate you if you're watching. But if you don't mind, just take a couple of seconds and hit that like button, and we will be all right. But we have the SPY pulled up here. Again, we took no trades on the SPY, but we see that the SPY opened a little above the previous day's high. So we're trading in the range. We're trading in yesterday's range. And we see that it just came down and just testing the VWAP. Never broke the VWAP, just coming up and testing it. And it finally got down to yesterday's low and just kind of chopped around until it broke it after 3 o'clock today. But no trades on that one today. Let's go ahead and get the QQQ pulled up. And look at what the Q did. The Q's opened just about in that same range. And it did the same thing. Come, pull back, drop, pull back, drop. And it just did the same thing. But it got below yesterday's low earlier in the morning. Then it tested it, and then it just chopped along. We see it never did get back above it. Its moves around the VWAP weren't as clean as the SPY. The SPY was coming right up to the VWAP and breaking back down. We see that the Qs was kind of breaking over it. So a little choppier, but let's go ahead. Uh-oh, we didn't want to do that. So let's put this back on there. And let's go ahead and get looking at what we were trading. Don't think a lot of these were clean trades, but they were making money. So let's see what we were watching. First trade that we got in, 9:37 and 54 seconds. So almost into the next candle. So we definitely would have been at the low because quick candle instruction. We know on a red candle, that's the open, that's the close, that's the high, that's the low. So we were getting in just about as that candle was going to close. So we see that the Qs broke down. We got in right below this. And like I said, this one kind of chasing. I'll admit, kind of chasing, trying to catch this one because it's just dropping. Let's look at it on the 2-minute because again, like I said, we're usually trading off of the 2-minute. I don't think I even had a 1-minute pulled up on my active trader window or on my flexible grid window. But we see we had three decent red candles. We're buying in just as it's dropping. We put our stop up here. So on this one, it's a little aggressive. Putting that stop up there, you usually won't one contract, but we bought the two, and we see we never got stopped out. And we got out of this one at 942. Let's see where 942 is. And actually, I'm going to switch it back over so we can make sure we're on the 942 candle. So 942 and 27. So somewhere is there in the middle. Got out a little early. Definitely got out a little early on this one. Hence, us only making $24 on this one. Because we see this had a lot of room left in it. Definitely could have rode that one out a little bit more. I think. That's my opinion. I think I pulled the trigger to get out a little earlier. And like I said, the reason that happened was because I was moving my stop up. So once this had made this move down, made this move down, I moved my stop up to 1R, basically $25. It came back up, stopped me out, and then it pushed back down some more. So had we left the stop alone, we see we definitely would have crept on down into target. But that's one of those, that's really one of those trading plan details that you just have to fight with. Like, do I not try to capture profit and take the chance on it coming all the way back up? And another thing, if you look at the chart, you see I had this area marked right here. That was another one of my concerns once it got down here. If you look at the two previous candles, this was acting as some decent resistance to go lower. So my thought process was, this is possibly going to bounce right here. This is possibly going to bounce back up to the VWAP. Let's just get out. And if it does, we'll get back in. So again, it's one of those ones, just depending on what type of glasses you're looking at the trade through, is going to give you a different perception. But I'm happy with the trade. Like I said, trail stopping it. Let's capture some profit. And then look what we did. We got back in the next trade at 950. So let's see where 950 is. That's 949. This is 950. Bam. Got back in it right there. So we let this come on down. We got us a nice pullback. Possibly getting in right here would have been decent. We see that it moved down. We got in on the next candle, kind of giving us confirmation, plus wanting to make sure that we're going to break that pivot right there. So good entry, good entry. And again, thinking being, even if we break this, we possibly going to run into a little problem right there. So let's get in once we've gotten past that. So my entry would have been just past that pivot right there. And we got out of this one at 959. Let's see where 959, just as this green candle here is forming. So again, let's take a peek at it on the 2 minute. Let's see what we were watching. So looking at it on the 2 minute again gives you a different picture. So we see this came down. That's that pullback. Nice top and tail. Look where it pulled back, where the open was at, right at that area we marked. So it came down. We're getting in when it breaks this point here, this bottom and tail. So we got in on that. Stop is going to be back up there. And actually stop on this one would have been here. I would have held until this thing would have come up and stopped us out there. But again, good trade, good solid trade. Never did even come up nowhere near where our stop would have been at. We rode this down. We were getting close to yesterday's low, and we were trail stopping it. So you see what this did. It came down. It came down to here. We moved our stop down, and then this pull back up stopped us out. Now, one thing that I possibly can do is trail stop to the next. If we're going down, I'll trail stop to the previous candle's high right there. Gonna lose a little bit of that profit if it comes all the way back up, but that's giving us a chance for it to run a little lower. So that was an aggressive trail stop, but we made $68. I'll say 62. We made 68. We paid $329 per contract, so $329. We sold them for $363. That gave us $68. And I said I wanted to look and see what these contracts were. So this is April 29, 318. Let's come over here. Let's come over here where our watch list is at. That one that you see purple. It's purple because it is in the money. That's how Thinkorswim tells us when it's in the money. It's purple. Q's 429, put 388. We sold that put for $363. That bad boy closed today at $755. So had we held on to this one all day, we would have made double our money. Because we paid $329. It closed at $755. That is double your money on one put. But we definitely would not have held that long. We would have bought a few just like we did. So let's go ahead. Let's review this last one. Last trade that we took, 1034. Let's see. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Let's see where 1034 is at. 1034. Boom, boom, boom. What is that? Bam, 1034 and 44 seconds. So we definitely would have been getting in down here in the lower part of that candle. Let's look at it like that. So we see, came down, chopped around previous day's low, came, pull back, down, pull back. Look at that. Call that a little W right there. We got in. It's a little aggressive entry, I will say. I was a little aggressive with this being right here. But we only bought one contract on this because of the aggressiveness of this trade. So we bought one put right there, and we got out 6 minutes later, 1040, getting out in this candle right here. I would ask you, looking at these candles, what would you say about these candles right here? I would say with me looking at them, they are choppy as heck. Look at these things. Look at these wicked tails. Look at just these big indecisive candles. It was just wicked. But look at this. We got in right there. If we were extremely given this room, we'd had to stop up there. Never came anywhere near the stop. And look at what that thing did. And we did change puts up on this one, because that previous one that we were buying, they were getting a little expensive for our taste. So this is why we have two QQQ puts on there. This one was the April 29, 310 puts. We paid $186 for this one. We sold it for $209. That made us $23 off of that one put. Let's look and see where that one is at. That's this one here, 310 put. 394 is where it closed at today. So about 100 and what? 100 and almost $200. Yeah. About $180 more than what we sold it for. But guess what? I'm good with what I made off of that trade, y'all. I am good. Good with that. And that's how we closed the day. 3 and done. Think we may have had some 3 strikes and you're out type of days. This was 3 at bats and 3 good at bats. A base hit, I would call it a double, and another base hit. That's how I would grade those 3 trades today. A base hit or a single, a double, and then another single. And guess what? It's a home run out there somewhere. So we'll keep swinging that bat. We'll take base hits all day long. Base hits come around and give you runs. So we're good with that. And we'll be back at it again tomorrow to see what the market holds for us. It is extremely choppy right now. And I still consider myself a new trader. So as a new trader, it is hard to want to sit on my hands and not take trades. But that is the thing to do. That is the thing to do. And let's see where we at. Let's take a peek real quick at our calendar. I haven't looked at the calendar in a minute for April. So let's see how we are looking. Not bad. Not bad. Like I said, we see March. We had a few red days in March. April, not bad. Not bad. I wasn't sure what to expect as far as red days, but that is not bad at all. And if we look at it, we've been hitting our target quite a bit. We still, even though we are 4 months into the year, and I wanted to adjust my risk level, this market is just not conducive to that for me. I just don't see the value in increasing that risk. Some trades, I might start doing it if it is an A quality setup, as people say. If it is a good setup, if I see a clean 3-bar play forming, if I see a nice clean breakout forming, if I see a pullback and a nice clean confirmation forming with either a bottom and tail if it's going to go higher or a top and tail if we trying to go lower, you may start seeing some buys where I'm going to buy 4 instead of 2, possibly, if there's some clean trades out there. So look to maybe start seeing that in May, because we're still slowly growing this account. This account is still slowly growing perfectly, but don't want to get overzealous and let this market start chopping into us. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. And like I said, if you did, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. We do these reviews daily. If I'm trading, I'm doing a review. And usually, even after I've completed doing this review, I'll pull my laptop out while I'm sitting and just look at charts, because it's so much you can learn from the chart. Let's look at, this is XOM. I wanted to take some trades on this one today, but never did. It's stuff like this, just seeing how stocks respect certain areas, how they respect the VWAP, how if you get this 100%, that's maybe a 90% retracement. If you get that 90% retracement on a pullback, you're not going to be going back high. Sellers are still in control, so them sellers need to calm down. That's why this one went a little lower. And then the buyers finally got back in control. But that's my thing. I just want to continuously get better. And the only way I'm going to get better is to study these charts. Because I like to say that the charts talk to you. So if you can study them, if you can find little nuances in a particular stock, it just makes you that much better. But not to prolong the hour, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, and we will be back at it again tomorrow. Peace.